So we have 2 more motions that we need to go over for the Idaho 4 Moscow murders Bryan Kohberger motion and limine hearing that happened on April 9th. And I've summarized motions 1 through 17 below, so make sure you go hit and watch those and comment and let me know what you think. But this is summarization of that day. It was 8 to 9 hours of testimony, so make sure you follow along. But we're going to get into the last couple ones here. Now, motion 18 was to strike the death penalty, and it's a difficult phase. Autism should not get death penalty because of it, is what the defense is arguing. And they were talking about how his demeanor is stoic, his appearance of lack of remorse, the difficulty picking up on nonverbal cues, his formal tone, difficulty making decisions, so focused or he's either really focused or easily distracted. He has poor motor functions, and he's been required to repeat instructions in his past. So all of that will be held against him and more. The state's response in Atkins' decision, sub-average intellectual adaptive skills, Dunlap quoted Idaho case, not about autism. So he started talking about a Dunlap case, and he was quoting it, but then he admits that it's not about autism or ASD, and it's like, well, then why are you bringing it up, and why are you citing that? The defense brought up the unreliable principle by Sunby article and why society protects people with vulnerabilities and why they cannot qualify for the death penalty, and he said he will advise and write an opinion. So that was number 18. Number 19 is my last one, and this is to strike the death penalty discovery issues. And Anne says it's a due process violation, defense counsel obligation to effectively assist Bryan and need to meet obligation and review all of the evidence. Judge said you have no clue what's on the terabytes. Why didn't defense ask for intervention earlier? And Anne said very candid about size. She's been very candid about the size of data and continue to review it all and continue to receive more discovery as they went, which changed things up. Expert disclosures were the turning point for her. She needs more time to understand. They come back with opinions, and it takes away from discovery. So she basically said they got all this information in terabytes. Then they had to do expert disclosures and handle all of that. So that got in the way of them continuing to look at the discovery. And he's saying you've had 2.5 years from November 2022 to 2025, and took on another death penalty case, which I thought was weird. It's like, why would you do that? You're trying to argue that you don't have enough time to do this case, but you're going to take on another death penalty case. That makes no sense. She said they believe they were on pace, then things that have happened have pushed them back, i.e. getting more information, expert disclosures. They have to review all of that. And the state not staying to their discovery deadlines and giving more information after the deadlines has hurt them and could feel calculated to so the judge said, so this can come across like it could feel calculated to wait to the end to show argument for no death penalty. She said the items keep coming in and are part of and then the lack of organization of the information as she gets it. Anne believes there's expert disclosures will continue past discovery of deadlines for the state, and you haven't told me what you haven't gotten through. So the judge was saying, you haven't told me what you haven't gotten through, so what's going on? And she said the University of Idaho university footage is not labeled. Cell phone, she goes, well, let me tell you, because she has a ton. And she said the U of I university footage has not been labeled. Cell phone data, 3 years to get through. That's how long it would take to get through all of that data. Tips for the case. Alternate suspect. Once they found an alternate suspect recently, which was breaking news because I had never heard of that, and that is very interesting to think of who they are looking at. Emails, the communications for different law enforcement and personnel. She believes she's looked at all the pictures and the police reports. The January stop, she had to stop in January for the expert disclosures. They met the deadlines, but there's only 24 hours in a day. Discovery not organized. Some documents were locked, and then 10 days just to look through the DeSales records alone. DeSales is like his school records. Self-authenticating records, 10 hours to go through all the folders, she said. State wants to abandon half of those after she had already gone through 10 hours of going through these documents. he talked about, what about Judge Monson, and going back to that, that's the person who allocates how much support each defense attorney or attorney can have in general. And she said, well, yeah, I can go back. And he goes, why don't you get 5 to 6 more people to help you, like paralegals? And she said she can ask. Exhibits list coming in a week or so, and ability to add once they see the states. So the states, I think it's 1 or 2 weeks from now, they're going to give their expert list or all their lists, and so they should be able to look at what they're going to present at trial for the majority of it and be able to combat that at that point. So that's what he's saying, wait for that to happen. Anne alluded to a Brady violation within the university footage. She got it on, like, for example, on one of the tips, she found like a potential alternate suspect. So with going through this discovery, she's starting to find more information. And she's wanting the state to identify where the hot spots are, not make them go through everything to try to find it. The judge agreed with her on this and said exhibits need to be specific. And he's talking about not just, oh, exhibit 3 or exhibit 3 on this date. He wants exhibit 3 on this date for this purpose, and it's between minutes 1 and 2 that you need to look at in this video, not just giving an entire video. The jury question topic was brought up, and Thompson asked if it could be done by Zoom or at pretrial conference. The judge agreed to this and provided what he had thought they should be, and he needs to review their responses, so that was kind of quickly touched upon. But state's response to this was saying they gave them everything within 7 days. The judge constantly has to order them to give all of their information. That was a lie, because that's always been happening. There's been tons of motions to compel. Given everything as they received it, and it was a complete mess. Were they indexed? The judge asked, and FBI documents were indexed and searchable. And then he asked about the password protection issue, and Thompson said that if you print to PDF, allowed them to look at it. But it's like, you just told everyone how to unlock all these docs now that are official court documents. But anyway, aware of any Brady violations listed in your route of travel? The judge asked the state this, and then Jennings said no. Parties on equal footings? No, they are not. You had 3 branches. So he's saying that both parties are on equal footings, and it's not true, because the state had 3 agencies behind it at the very beginning of this case. They had the FBI, the state, and the local. And the defense does not have that. They have 4 people. 4 people to go through all of this. They got up and said that the other agencies don't help with organizing the data, but I call BS on that, because it doesn't make any sense. You just said that the FBI indexed their stuff, and like, why can't they help you? It doesn't, I don't agree with that. They said they relied on a self-organizing spreadsheet. We showed where they could get discovery. It's not just about finding the items. I put in my notes, it's not just about finding the items. It's the defense doesn't know they exist until they review it themselves. No specific examples of withholding discovery. She did. She said the house scan, for example, the data they got that back in 2023, and they didn't receive it and give it to the defense until March of 2025, which was just about a couple weeks ago. That's a perfectly good example to combat what Ashley is saying. So that is everything from that hearing. I just wanted to bring that to you. Make sure you give a like and a follow, and I hope you enjoyed that summarization. I know it's a lot to take in, so make sure you watch from parts 1 all the way until now. It will make so much more sense, but that is my summarization of what I heard on April 9th. And if you'd like to see it, the footage is out there. I'm going to try to record it and enhance the audio, because it's a little low, especially when the judge speaks. So look out for that. Make sure you follow me here and on YouTube. And thank you so much for watching.